Welcome to the best Thor guide for dummies. This video is for people like you and me who have been hard stuck in the lower ranks of the game and need to get out. In this video I will be sharing tips, ability breakdown, combos, and common mistakes you should avoid. So let's get straight into it. As we can see, in the middle we have 3 energy. Now, in the bottom right from the abilities we have 3 abilities that require different amounts of energy. And I'll go over them shortly, don't worry. Now, let's look at the first ability, his hammer throw. He can throw his hammer Mjolnir, and if it hits, you automatically get 100 shield. And this stacks. If you hit someone again, it goes up to 200 shield, which is pretty sick. Now, the bad thing is though, if you miss, as you can see, if I hit someone, it starts recharging instantly as I hit. But if I miss, look, after go, come back and then start recharging. So there is a bit of a caveat in certain situations. You can also use the hammer throw to your advantage. Let's say I'm fighting this guy right here. Bang, bang, bang. You see how slow it is, but watch what I can do. Hit, right click, hit. And you can use this about once every second, which is when the sword, when Thor's abilities recharge. Now, his right click does 70 damage, it does 70 damage in direct hit, but it also does 30 damage if you miss it and then it comes back and hits. He can start winding Mjolnir up and propel himself forward. Now, you can charge the hammer up. You stand right here.
The enemy is here.
You can charge the hammer up to go full distance and gain a bunch of shield, or you can just tap it, you will go a bit less distance. Now, one thing to note though, if you aim it slightly up, you will go farther. So watch, I'm gonna aim this straight forward. Wait, let's go from the start. Straight forward, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bit blocks from the end, okay? Straightforward. Now, if you aim just a little bit up, you go 1, 2, 3 and a bit. So if you angle it a little bit high, you will go about 2 blocks forward. So if you really need to get away, just angle a little bit up and you will go a bit farther. This also does knock back enemies, so if your team is in danger or you need to get someone offside, or any other situation you might need to knock someone back, you can easily just go up to them and it will push them back and also do some damage.
My hammer fell.
Now let's move on to his third ability. In fact, this costs 0 Thor Force. However, this actually can give you Thor Force. As you can see here, I'm going to throw my hammer away and then use it. I get the Thor Force back. I think you get 1 Thor Force per person inside. It also does something pretty cool that is actually not listed. So if you hold F1 here, you can see it just says summon lightning to restore Thor Force based on the number of enemies. Okay. Anyway, listen. It says restore Thor Force based on the number of enemies hit. Correct? Now watch this. This is not listed in the abilities, right? If I press E on this guy, watch him. He gets 40 damage when he goes in and out of the Thor Force. Thor speed, whatever it's called. You also are slowed down by 30% inside the lightning realm. So some pretty sick features that not everyone. Now let's move on to his fourth, but not final ability because it also counts. You have to have 3. So this is a pretty, all-in ability. So use it cautiously. You press F, and it starts launching projectiles that do a ton of damage. In fact, if you start hitting as soon as you go in the mode, you can do up to 800 damage. Even though it is range, it actually has splash damage. So if I hit from here, alright, that was like 2. And look how much HP I got him to, like 1 and a bit bars. Okay, let's kill him and wait for him to respawn. Let's go closely and look how fast we can get him. Look, we almost killed him And look, and he's still getting damage in the same amount of hits that we took to hit him from long range. And we almost killed him. So keep that in mind when you're playing Thor. So, Thor's ultimate, basically, gist of it is, he jumps up and he smites the ground. The little spear you see on the ground does 40 damage a second, while the final ultimate does 220 damage in total. So, this ability can be quite useful in situations where you need to get people offside, disrupt the flow, and change the momentum in your favor. Now, that's enough of the abilities. I'm sure you already know this, but, you know, there might be something you didn't know, such as the slowdown or the damage per second for the Thor spear. So, okay, let's talk about some basic combos, okay? Well, he doesn't really have much combos. All he does have is like one simple combo. You just, let's say you're far away, Mjolnir, and you start hitting him, and you dash him away to get him away from his teammates, and you just finish him off like that. It's not really a combo per se, but, you know, it's something you can do after each other. I forgot to mention this, there also is another way to gain Thor Force. Let's say I throw this away, and I hit him. You see that? It instantly regenerated the Thor Force. Let's say I shift up, okay, while it's recharging. Oh, I hit him, and it regenerated it. But also, Namor, Squids, the Spider Net, and a bunch of other things like that also do regenerate your Thor Force, so keep that in mind. Let's talk about defensive play. Thor can protect his weaker allies by disrupting enemy dives and forcing opponents out of position, right? We know that. But how? How do you use this? First of all, you can use your Storm Surge. You can use it to knock back enemies that are diving into your back line. And if a Genji-like character is attacking a healer, Mjolnir throw, the right-click hammer throw. If an enemy is pressuring your teammate, you can use the throw to interrupt their attack pattern. Even a quick hit can make them rethink your approach. And also, you can use the Lightning Realm, the Thor Spear. A lot of people do not know about the damage and the slowdown that it does. You can use it to zone out enemies and discourage them to push in, disengaging from fights. If you are low on HP, out-armored, whatever, and you need to back off, you should be using Storm Surge to get out of the situation almost every single time. Look, this is how easy. Let's say I'm running away, bang, I'm down here and they're following me easily, almost out of the situation, maybe back to your teammates, hopefully if you're lucky. Let's say I'm trying to retreat and I can't really commit to a fight. Right click, easy 100 shield gain, and I can keep tossing it once every second to keep the pressure on while retreating to my team. But as a final resort, if you can't do anything else, if you're being flipping slammed, whatever, you can use your ult. Your ult is now immune to crowd control. So previously, if you guys didn't know, Thor's ult could be basically stopped by everything. You know, Mantis, Bucky's grab, basically everything, right? But now it is immune to that stuff. So if you are in deep trouble, what you can do is you know, right click and get some shield and then hold instantly. You also need to make sure you can hold the line properly. Choke points are your best friend. Drop Lightning Realm in narrow places to block enemy advances and restore Thor Force while dealing damage and slowing them down. Also, threaten with your presence. Even if you're not engaging, the fear of a Thor dive can make enemies hesitate. Stay at the front, ready to absorb damage to strike when needed. Last thing, bait enemies into overextending. If you are near a teammate, pretend to back off slightly and then re-engage when an enemy steps out too far. Defensive play isn't always about running away, it's about knowing when to fight and when to make enemies waste their resources while staying alive. Thor can be a wall for his team when played correctly. Alright, that is enough about defensive play and combos and strategies, whatever. Let's talk about some tips, some actual good tips. Keep your eyes on the Thor Force. This should basically be your top priority other than actually, you know, playing the game. Make sure your ability use is efficient. Don't waste them. Think before you act. I'm sure you've been told this plenty of times when you were younger. Now, let's talk about positioning. While Thor is doable, avoid overextending without team support. Engage with your team and retreat when necessary, which is what I was talking about in defensive play. Use angles to your advantage, especially on his F ability. So many maps have amazing angles for Thor and his F ability to use. But because I'm flipping bronze and I'm trash, I can't list them for you. But you can probably find another guide with them. Sorry guys. Anyway, listen.
The enemy is here.
Use angles to your advantage. You know, his F ability is so versatile, it's actually amazing. Now let's talk about ability timing. Be mindful of the cooldown. While it is only 1 second, that 1 second can feel like eternity when you're being chased by the whole team. So, keep in mind, plan your ability usage to maximize damage output and survivability. Now, let's talk about his ultimate. His ultimate can be a game changer. You can use it to disrupt grouped enemies or secure objectives, but be aware, its channeling time and your vulnerability during this period are crazy. So, Thor takes about 5 seconds for him to do his ultimate while also damaging enemies on the ground. But just because you're immune to crowd control does not mean you are immune to bullets. So make sure you use it carefully. Make sure you keep moving, go up, go down, do whatever you want, but just be careful. Mastering Thor takes practice. I only have like 40 hours in the game and most of them are on Thor and I'm still trash. No, I just got out of bronze like 2 days ago, okay? So please keep in mind, practice makes better. It doesn't make perfect. You can't be perfect, but you will be better than before if you practice. So just keep that in mind. Try different strategies and learn from each game. You should also send me your experiences and even more tips that I missed out in the comments. You know, I'm not perfect. I can't physically fit everything into one video. There's stuff I don't even know. So make sure you let me know that in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed my first beginner guide for the low ranks on my channel. Please let me know what you thought. Let me know who I should make a video on next. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Wake up at 1 AM, yeah. Work out for 7 hours.
I'm gonna send you
8 hours. Yeah. Homework for 8 hours, yeah.